morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Lisa, the art teacher. Welcome back to my table of art. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine, thank you. But I miss you all very much, and you need to know that. But we'll be together soon, so don't worry. So, by this point, you should have just watched a video about a perfect day. And that's all about a fresh snow and all the joy of a fresh snow and promise of fun. Okay, so in that book that you just watched, a woman read a story to you, and it was really a cute story. I hope you enjoyed it. And did you see all the great things the kids were doing out in a fresh snow? I mean, you could do that even if it's not a fresh snow. But this is basically all about a fresh snow because in the fresh snow, those kids made snow angels. Has anybody ever made a snow angel in the snow before? If you haven't, what do you do in the snow? Do you make snowballs? Or maybe a snowman? That's when you glob all the snow together and roll it. Not always good snow for snowman. You got to have that perfect snow to make a snowman. Sometimes the snow is just so fine it just breaks apart in front of you. But when you get that good snow, you can make great snowballs and great snowmen. Even a fort. I remember when I was a kid, we used to build a fort in front of the house. The walls were as high as our head, and we would have snowball fights and hide behind our forts so they couldn't hit us with their snowballs. And we'd roll a nice ball together in 3 balls, and we'd stack them on top of each other, and we'd make snowman, and we'd pull out our old scarves and hats and decorate the snowman. And then we would go sleigh riding. Boy, I miss being a kid. I did a lot of things like that. Some of them were very dangerous, so be careful if you're going sleigh riding. Go on a safe hill where there's no trees where you can get hurt, okay? But have fun and be safe. That's the most important thing. So, what I want you to do today is I want you to use your imagination. We're going to be making snow angels, not only on the paper, but I'd also like for you to pretend that you're making a snow angel in the air. So what you would do, staying in your seat, you don't have to go anywhere, but if you choose to stand up to let out some of that excess energy, if your teacher says it's okay, then you could stand up. If not, you could just stay seated. And when you make a snow angel in the snow, you kind of like fall back and lay on the snow, and then you swish your arms up and down and up and down. Boy, that was my exercise for the day. Up and down. And this is creating the angel's wings in the snow. Up and down. And if you're still sitting, and if you can, spread your legs apart, back and forth. And this is kind of like the skirt of the angel. So you have the wings with your arms, and your legs create the skirt. And if you want to stand up, you'll have to do one leg at a time. Because I don't think you could spread both legs at the same time while standing. Do you? I don't think so. So if you're standing, one leg at a time, back and forth. And if you're standing and you want to do your arms and one leg at a time, you could do that too. But I want you to just imagine that you're laying in that snow and you're feeling that cold snow on your back. But it's so beautiful because the sun is also shining on us because it's a perfect day. All right. Well, what we're going to do today, we're going to create the shadow of the angel in the snow because we're going to use 2 colors of paint. So let me show you our supply list. You all received a large piece of white paper. This is going to be the base of our painting. Now this project is going to take 2 weeks. So this week we're going to be working on our snow and we're going to be working on our angel, creating the shadow of the angel in the snow. And the way that we're going to create the shadow of the angel in the snow is by using value. Value is an element of art. If you remember, we have 7 elements of art, which are the building blocks of creating art in your lifetime. Sort of like the alphabets and your numbers. Those are your building blocks for learning how to read and write, learning how to add and subtract. The elements of art are the building blocks of art. So what you're going to do is you're going to create value by using 2 colors. One will be our white paint and one will be our blue paint. Now you can't really see the white paint because it's white on a white plate. So we're going to need some water to get our paintbrush going. And of course you're going to need a paintbrush. If you're painting, what do we need to do? We need to cover our area and protect it. Now, how do I create value? Well, we create value by either mixing white with our color or black with our color. If we want to create a tint, we will add white, and I'll get different values of blue. So what I'd like you to do is just take a little bit of your, you know what? I'm going to bring you down so you can see what I want you to do. Come on down. This is before you start your project, okay? This is going to be your practice. And if you could take a scrap piece of paper, which I'm actually going to take a pink piece of paper to show you. I'm going to take a scoop of my white paint. I'm not mixing it or blending it. I'm taking a scoop of my white paint and I'm just putting it onto my paper. I'm going to wash my brush because I don't want to mix my colors yet. Make sure it's nice and clean, because we're not blending our colors yet, okay? Dry your brush from the water, and I'm going to take a scoop of the blue, and I'm going to put that on the other side of this pink paper. Now I'm going to, I don't have to wash my brush now because I'm going to use this. Whatever's left on this brush, I'm going to put right in the middle. And I'm going to take a little bit of this white paint and mix it here. Do you know what I just did? I mixed a tiny bit of blue that was left on my paintbrush with a tiny bit of white, maybe a little bit more white, so you could really see the difference. Do you know what I just created? I created a value. And a value is how we are going to create the shadow of our angel in the snow, just by using the white and the blue, and we're not cleaning our brush during the process. So I'm going to bring you back up. I want you to practice blending your colors to create your values before you start your project. And when you start your project, make sure you start with clean water and a clean brush. So we're going to go right into our project now. And the beauty of this is it's a video, so you can pause while you practice doing your blending on a separate piece of paper. So now my brush is clean and dry. I'm going to put this over to the side because I don't need this right now, or really anymore. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to take my white paint and I'm going to paint the whole perimeter of my paper. What's a perimeter? I'm going to tell you. Okay, the perimeter is all the outside edges, all the way around, all the way around. All the way around is going to be white, because we're going to imagine that this is fresh snow out in the backyard. So there's nothing but white, but we don't want white paper, we need white paint, because as we get closer to the center, this is where we're going to create our angel. Now you have a choice. You can hold your paper this way, which is considered landscape, or you could hold your paper in this way, which is considered portrait. So if it's in this direction, your angel's head would be to the top and feet would be at the bottom. But if you hold it this way, your angel's head would be at the top and feet would be at the bottom, and you might have room for 2 people, which is what we're doing next week. We're creating the people or the children that have made the angel, snow angels, okay? So here we might only be able to fit 1 person, but if you want to make 2 people, you want to leave it landscape. I'm leaving it landscape because I want to make 2 friends playing in the snow. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you down to my camera, the camera down to my desk, so you can see how I'm painting it, okay? Come on down. Alright, let me just get tissue. Okay, now I'm getting my white paint, which is right here. Here is my white paper. I'm putting it on the black paper so you can kind of see the difference of the paper, so you can see where I'm working. I'm taking my white paint on my brush And I'm brushing all around the edge, okay? And don't be cheap with your paint, okay? And you don't have to go to the very edge, but we want to go all the way around the perimeter. And we're going to work our way around the edge of the paper, all the way around. And you might have to add more paint to your palette, and that's okay. But for this purpose, what I'm going to do is I was going to make it shorter, but I'm not going to. I'll do the whole painting with you, okay? So we're going in, we're going in, we're going in. We got our white paint. And if you want, you could even just throw the paint on the paper, like so. How's that? And now we're going in towards the center, because we're just painting on the perimeter. How's that? Look at that. We don't have to go to the edge, but we do want to go around the center. And this is fun, painting back and forth with this brush. Don't be cheap with the paint. Okay, now we are going to start and create our angel. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make an upside down U. So with that, I'm going to dip my blue paint. I'm not cleaning the white off. I'm dipping my blue paint. I'm dipping my white brush with paint on it into the blue paint, and I'm going to make an upside down U. Look at that, an upside down U. That's the beginning of my snow angel. Now remember, our arms were spread out, so let's spread her arms out. There's one side, and here's the other side. I spread her arms out. So now I'm going to bring her arms down with a curved line. See that? I'm going to get a little bit more blue, and then the next line is going to curve out. We had one coming down curved in. This one's going to go curved out. Okay? Now remember, this is only the shadow of the angel. We're not painting the angel. We're just painting her shadow. How does that look so far? So now I'm going to dip it back into the white, and I'm going to dip it into the blue, just a little bit of blue, and we're just going to paint the whole inside of our angel. Look at the beautiful value that we've created with the white and the blue. And you can revisit your areas with the paints. Blue is a very, very strong color, so you don't need to get a lot of blue. I like to put the darker parts on the edge and work my way in, and just create the values by mixing the white and blue. And look at the great shadow that we've created for our angel. Beautiful, right? Look at that. How pretty is this beautiful angel? And you can see the different values of the color blue. We have our darkest blue over here on the edge. And as I work towards the center, the value is getting lighter and lighter. And even down at the bottom here, it's really light. So maybe I'll add a little bit more blue on the edge. Because imagine, this is like deep in the snow. So it's creating a shadow from being so deep. And don't be afraid to use your paint. Now look at that. Using that dark blue at the edge kind of gave it like depth. Like you could almost see the imprint of the snow, of your snow angel, right? The way the sun might be reflecting on it. And don't worry, there's no mistakes in this project. You do it how you choose. It's your snow angel. It's your snow. It's your value that you're making. And look at that, how beautiful this is. Let me bring you back up. Okay, so you see why I wanted you to practice a little bit on the practice paper. I wanted you to see, you know, these are not the only values that we make. I'm going back to this because I want to show you. With this blue, we have the white, blue, and medium blue. Well, how about if I made it even lighter? A real light blue. Look at that light blue. So it's important that you practice this first because I want you to see how to blend your colors to create the different values. Okay? So let me clean this brush now. And I'm going to hold up my beautiful angel in the snow. And look at that. This is the first part of our project for our snow angels. I hope you enjoyed this story about a perfect day. I hope you're having a perfect day. And today, remember, we learned about value, how to create value, and how to use that value to create the shadow of our snow angel. All right? All right, boys and girls. You have a great day. We need to let this dry. That's why this is going to take 2 weeks, because today we're nowhere near going to be ready to start building our people. So I will see you next week, and we're going to get started on next week's second half of this project, and we can complete. By that time, I hope we have some snow. I love the snow. This is why I'm saying that. And I want to have a perfect day out in the snow. So this is Miss Lisa, your art teacher, saying ciao for now from my table of art, and I'll see you kids next week. Bye-bye. Enjoy the project. Enjoy the story. See you later.